everybody, it's a beautiful day today and we are going to be having something special, a movie review. And this movie we are reviewing was written, produced and directed by PL, Pastor Laju Iren. Before we go on, I am Goodness and you. What's your name, bro?
I was hoping that the first thing I would say would be clap out for Jesus. I was preparing myself for that, but anyways, I'm Agu Michael.
Beautiful, Agu Michael. And so the movie we are reviewing was done by the Ever After Queen. If you understand what that means, then you have seen Happily Ever After, Silver Ever After, and what's the last one again? So
Japa Ever After.
No, the one. Sure, the one we're reviewing today is Japa Ever After. But if you have seen PL's movies, you know that they are.
No, sorry. Here's the time I say clap out for Jesus.
And
I was going to say that.
Anyways, the movie is actually a short one, like 40 minutes, and the cast was just three people, just three casts. The male lead cast was limoblaze. You can imagine.
Zito.
Zite. Yes,
Yeah.
his name was Zite in the movie.
I wonder where they got that name from.
Even the wife, Zeno, like never heard that one.
It's nice. Good. Not that I'm saying
so Zeno is Ruth Undukwe, Edith Undukwe in reality, but they did an amazing job. And then the third cast was the marriage counselor, that's Pastor Laju Iren. She acted as the marriage counselor. And basically, I already said that the movie is a short movie. It's actually a very interesting movie, and that's the reason why we are reviewing it. But then it's also a short movie. And the concept of the movie is just about a man and his wife. They relocated to London, and this kind of thing when we expect that when we relocate, money will just start dropping and all of that, but it didn't really happen like that. And as a result, they began to consider divorce. So from the storyline, one major lesson I got from that story is the fact that as a marriage counselor, your ministry doesn't just end when they say I do. It doesn't just end immediately they get married. Because if you notice from this movie, they were already thinking of a divorce. Before somebody can divorce, you are already married. We're already thinking of a divorce. But then their pre-marriage counselor, which is Pastor Laju Iren, somehow she just sensed it in her spirit, and then God just led her. She just somehow she just knew something was wrong, and that's how she was able to intervene, and then it ended well. It ended happily ever after.
Imagine if she had not showed up at the point.
Exactly. So as a godly marriage counselor, you should not just see or say, if God has given you the ministry of counseling people who are to get into marriage, you should not just see that it ends at the altar. It ends once they have been pronounced man and wife. No, God can still tell you things about the people. He can still send you to them, and you never can tell. You might be saving them from a divorce. So what did you learn from this movie?
Asking me what I learned from the movie is like you are going to give me, enough time to explain. Because it's a 40 minutes movie. But if I should start talking about that
1 hour.
1 hour is too small, honestly speaking, because I learned a lot. After watching the movie, I remember I was so solemn. I just had to sit down like this. And I had to sit down like this, and everybody was like, what's wrong with you? What happened in the movie that is making you so solemn? Like the movie is embedded with a lot of information. Even the things you think they got to throw more light on the things we already know. And like what you said, post-marriage counseling. Is it post-marriage or pre-marriage? No, it's post-marriage counseling after the wedding, where the counselor gets to talk about, the whole marriage idea and all of that. Because some people believe that after you are married, it's just supposed to be an happily ever after thing. It's just supposed to just go on, everything will be smooth and all of that. But statistically, it has been proven that most of the divorce cases happen, 2 to 3 years after marriage. And
I think that's what brings me to the second thing I learned from the movie, where the marriage counselor said that happily ever after is not a destination, it's a journey.
It's a journey, yeah.
Yes. So usually as singles, we feel like, God, when I get married, we are going to live happily ever after. And then for us, the happily ever after is usually outings, cruise, Cinderella,
Snow White,
all those fancy romance love stories, but it is not like that. It doesn't happen that way usually. It's the happily ever after from the movie is progressive. Like you journey through it. It's not something that you just get married and then one experience is happily ever. No, it's not just
As
beyond one
much as it's going
experience.
to be all nice, glowing and good, it's still going to come with some little touch of
Exactly. And
trouble.
to tackle those little misunderstandings, we will now consider communication.
Exactly. I feel that you're going to say that.
Yes, because that's another point. That's like another lesson
Yeah,
again I learned from you.
true.
Communication is key. Because if you see Zite and Zeno from the movie, one reason why they constantly had misunderstandings was because they lacked communication as a skill. Because it's two different things to be able to communicate, and then it's another thing to be able to communicate appropriately.
Rightly.
So the guy was feeling like, I'm telling this lady how I feel. Why is she not understanding me? But he was not doing it right. And the lady too was feeling like, I'm always telling my husband like this thing, and he's not getting my point. She was not doing it right. So for me, beyond marriage, I learned that even in my friendships, even in my any relationship at all, beyond marriage, you must understand the importance of communication. Because if you are not able to communicate what you want said properly, they will misunderstand you.
Most definitely. You know, talking about communication, it reminds me of a particular scene where Pierre was talking to them, and she said something. She said, after they wrote down what they find offensive about
their
each of them.
Yes. I know where you are going to.
She said, now they should say those things without using strong words. And she said something very profound about communication. She said, you that you are listening to what the person is saying, don't just sit there listening, because it really affected me when I listened to what she said. I figured out that I've been listening to people because I want to
have
give a
something
reply.
to say.
I want to have something to say. But she made me understand that during the course of the movie, she made us understand that you don't just listen because you want to give a response. You listen because you want to try and understand what the person is
trying
saying.
To say. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's
so. Please, in your communications, try as much as possible understand where the person is coming from and understand where the person is going to. Because if you listen with the idea of okay, after this person finished talking, I will have something to say, you might be wrong. Because sometimes people just want to express themselves and have a listening ear. It's not like they want to express themselves and have you. They don't need your solution. Just listen. Just let them feel like I am being heard, I am being understood, and that in itself is enough to validate their feelings. Yeah. Please, you should see this movie, because we cannot just go on. If we go on, this review will be more than
honestly, before we count all of, I think the last, which is supposed to be even come first, because that was the main thing she emphasized on, is the fact that marriage is spiritual.
Yes.
The spiritual aspect of marriage is so profound. It's more than, okay, I do, yes, I like you, I love you. It's more than the emotions and all of that.
Ministry.
It's actually a ministry.
You should find out God's purpose for you in that ministry, because if you don't know why, then you will move by your feelings.
When purpose is not known, abuse becomes inevitable.
Exactly. Yeah. So please, the title of the movie is Japa Ever After.
Do well to watch it.
Do well to watch it.
Really, you would love it.
Just search for it on YouTube and you find it on PL's page. Till we come your way again next time, I remain Goodness, and you, our name is
I've been Michael.
Bye.